So Jared Kushner released a really shitty book. I watched the video. He went on Dave Rubin's show and was hawking his book. And of course, Dave Rubin, hard-hitting journalist and serious person he is, the first thing he did was ask Jared, hey, why did you take $2 billion from the Saudis, and what are they getting in return? They're paying you $2 billion. What do they get? What's going on? Oh, that's right. He didn't ask that. He didn't say a goddamn word about the $2 billion Jared took from the Saudis because he's a hack. But so his book is not doing too well. And so they decided, well, we need to cheat and lie and bolster our image here. So this is in Forbes. A Trump political committee bought $131,000 worth of books. 4 days later, Jared Kushner's hit the bestseller list. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the way this game works, when it comes to political commentary, political punditry, there's a trick that the right has been using for decades to try to sort of astroturf support for themselves. This happened with Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, many others, Mark Levin. What they do is they'll write a book. Nobody cares. Like, literally, nobody cares. Like, maybe they'd sell 1,000 books total. If they just did it the way everybody else does it and just make the book and try to sell it, right? But what happens is you have right-wing think tanks usually, Heritage Foundation, Cato Institute, whoever. They decide, okay, we need to juice up this book to spread our message, this right-wing message. And so they take $1 million or whatever it is in other cases, and they buy up Rush Limbaugh's book or Mark Levin's book. And then that book hits the bestseller list and cracks the top 10, and in some cases it's number 1. But it was all a ruse because they bought it with the think tank money, and then what they do is they turn around and at all the conservative conferences, they hand out the Rush Limbaugh book, the Mark Levin book, whatever it is. So they give them out for free. So it's all a ruse to get them on that top 10 list, and usually the media, total dupes, they play along with it as if like, no, this is really popular, it was number 1 or whatever. Look at the tricks, look at the specifics, look at what goes on behind the scenes. This is how it really works. And they just did this now. The Trump PAC did this with Jared Kushner. So in Forbes, they say, one of Donald Trump's political committees spent $158,000 on books just weeks after the release of Jared Kushner's memoir. Breaking History, a White House memoir, hit bookshelves on August 23rd. 2 weeks later, the Save America Joint Fundraising Committee, which raises money for 2 Trump PACs, paid retailer Books A Million $131,000 for collateral books, according to a campaign filing made Saturday with the Federal Election Commission. On September 11th, 4 days after that bulk purchase, Kushner's book appeared for the first time on the New York Times bestsellers list. Well, what do you know? On September 22nd, Save America purchased another $27,000 worth of books. Breaking History spent 5 weeks on the bestseller list before falling off. Spokespeople for Save America did not immediately respond to questions about whether the book purchases covered Kushner's memoir, but it seems likely that it did. Save America Joint Fundraising Committee is currently offering copies of Kushner's book in exchange for donations of $75 or more. So it's classic. Oh, you want to donate to Trump's PAC or Stop the Steal or whatever the fuck? We'll even send you a free book. This is what's going on here. This is what's going on. So, classic dirty tricks. But you know what? It works. It fucking works. That's why he's on the bestseller list. That's why, most people will stumble across that in the New York Times and go, oh, it looks like Jared Kushner's book is selling and it's doing well. They won't know the specifics. They won't know. Credit to Forbes for covering this. It won't be that big of a story. But just know, it's very easy to manipulate the media landscape. It's very easy to manipulate in the political realm. And understand what's actually popular, what's not popular, and what's a scam, what's a trick. And you'd be surprised as to what percentage of this activity on the right is just a total con. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.